Someone asked me, when does suffering end? And suffering is pretty global on this earth, isn't it? Suffering, not necessarily all the time, but some of the time. When does suffering end? Well, for this, I have to go back to what suffering is. And I want you to follow me, please, and see if it's the truth, because if you can follow me in what I'm saying with your own experience, then it's yours. It's the truth for you. And you won't suffer anymore the same as you have in the past. Suffering ceases when I cease thinking about it. Isn't that amazing? If I have a broken heart caused by somebody who's left me, then sometimes I'm quite okay. I have no pain in me, no emotional pain. But as soon as I think about that departed one, the pain comes back and I suffer. And I start to think what I could have done and what I couldn't have done and what I didn't do and what I did do and what he or she did, etc. There starts this dialogue goes on in this emotion. And I suffer because I failed or he or she failed, so I think, and on it goes. But if I don't think about the departed one, I don't suffer. Isn't that amazing? Everybody in our society is taught to think, and thinking is thinking about the past. And everybody's taught to think about the past. Every one of us. And yet that's the cause of all suffering, thinking about the past. Isn't it amazing that nobody is bothered enough to get hold of this and teach us this? Krishnamurti had a go at it, but he wasn't very successful. I don't think anyone's been successful yet. But I keep repeating it. And you see, if you've got a physical pain, if you lose a leg, or I'll say if I lose a leg, I've got the physical pain because physical pain is unavoidable unless I have drugs or unless I have a particularly strong mind that can cut off the pain or whatever it is. I will have the pain. But that pain is not suffering unless I think about it. I only have half a leg. Now if I think I won't be able to drive a car again, I'll then suffer and say, well, what am I going to do? What about my living? What about this? What about that? Oh, or have I got to get around with crutches all my life? That's thinking about it, you see. Like the scientists speculate about everything. That's speculation. If I don't think or speculate about what it means to have no one leg, then I don't suffer. Is that true or false? Because as we all know, there are many things that can be done. Because if you take action, as soon as you can get some sort of device to put on your legs so that you can walk with practice. You'll walk like the person next to you with practice. So the worst hasn't happened to you at all. You only thought it had. And thinking is the cause of misery and unhappiness. Because you must take action again. If you have a difficulty, which is one leg, then and you want to do something about it, then do something about it, because there's always something that can be done. But if you think about it, you'll suffer. Now, is that clear? If your lover leaves you, are you going to think about him or her? Are you really going to suffer? Do you really want to suffer? Look, you've got to take control of your life. It's been out of control for so long for so many people that we're just in the habit of being out of control and letting our feelings and emotions determine our life. And that's not right. It's not being true to life. So is that clear? If you think about something, you suffer. But if you look at something, if you look at your leg, then you had a possibility of taking action to do something about it. But if you think about it, you cause pain and suffering and unhappiness and frustration. Isn't it amazing? You see the line? There's looking, and there's thinking going back there, back. And that's what we have to teach our children, to look and not to think. Very rare.